Okay, so we're going to give everybody a few minutes, as usual, to get comfy, get a snack, maybe share this video, because, of course, your shares are very much appreciated. And we have so much to talk to you about. I feel like we haven't had our chat in so long.
It's been a long time.
It has been a long time.
It's been 5 weeks since I've been here.
And Sean was here the last time. Right. I don't think we've talked to you since the week before my birthday.
We have not.
So it's been like a month. I hope you guys missed us. We missed you. I feel like we have so much to say. But then again, when don't we have so much to say? Like, really?
Lots to say.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
Are we ready?
Are we ready?
Are you?
You want to do your thing?
I was about to.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, welcome to TMSM Weekly Live, show number 78 for March 9th, 2020. I'm Scott.
Hi, Michelle.
And like Michelle said, we have a lot to cover. We haven't done a live show in 4 weeks. I haven't been on the show in 5 weeks because Sean was on the last show we did with Michelle, which was a great show. Everybody seemed to enjoy it a lot. Sean was a fun guest.
Sean is a fun guest, but Sean is fun in general.
He was a little shy at first, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, but we kind of pulled that out.
Yeah, he pulled rip that baby off.
He's not shy in person. He's just shy when there's a lot of people.
In person, he's like Panda, loud and.
He is not.
Right in your face.
That's not true.
He's
but
watching right now.
We appreciate Sean being on the show.
Oh, I forgot to get a picture of Panda's new stuff.
We'll talk about that later.
I was going to talk about it, but I was going to make fun of Panda, but I guess I'll have to wait till later.
We can do it later.
We missed all of you. Wow, everybody, we missed you. We missed you.
We missed you.
Thank you guys so much.
It's been a really busy few weeks, and we did not mean to miss the show on purpose whatsoever. We've had media events.
No, the 1 week I was out of town for work.
Yes.
Then the week I got back, we had media events. And then the week after that, we had media events.
Media
event.
But see, this is why we have stuff to talk about, because we've been busy. When we were writing the outline for this week's show, I was like, did we talk about stuff like from 4 weeks ago because we've missed 4 weeks?
I think as long as it's not relevant news, we can go back. It's just stuff we want to generally talk about.
Yeah, because we have so much to talk about, and we keep saying that, and so like I want to jump right into like Runaway Railway, but we got to talk about other things first, because we're going to talk about that, and I have to show you this just because I'm impatient and I can't wait to show you.
We were walking up, and they had all the handlers standing outside of CityWorks, and they all had their signs. And from the minute she saw that, she goes, "I want my sign.
I want my sign.
I want my sign."
Do you know how hard I worked to have a sign?
To have a foam cut out, plasticky type sign.
I keep all this stuff, and I keep all our media badges too, because
we both have all those.
Yeah, we keep all that stuff because like it's super important.
This is mine because she's not sure where hers is.
What?
That's my media badge. It's on there. I put it on my dresser.
Did I lose it? I might have lost it. Okay.
I'm gonna sell your media badge.
But before we get to this, let's backtrack a little bit.
Put the brakes on the train.
Okay. So the last time we talked to you guys was around my birthday.
Just days before your blessed birthday.
My blessed birthday. Actually, I had a very nice birthday, and thank you guys so much for all the messages and the tags on Facebook, and some of you sent me stuff in the mail, and you guys.
She loves the stuff.
And it's not the stuff, it's everything. I'm so grateful, and I really had a lovely birthday. And
what'd you do? Not that I wasn't there and planned it.
Well, actually, we spent the day at the Magic Kingdom, basically. Because where else would I want to spend my birthday?
That's the whole thing. Every year she's like, "What are we gonna do on my birthday?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, go to Magic Kingdom," because that's what she always wants to do on her birthday.
It's my favorite part. But we went to Chef Mickey's for like breakfast, lunch.
Yeah, the brunch was really good.
Brunch. I'm glad we gave it another try. A few years ago we had Chef Mickey's and it was not so great. So we went again, and the food was excellent, the service was excellent, the characters were excellent. Couldn't have asked for better, so I was really glad that we went.
That was good.
Why are you grinning? What?
No reason.
No, he's like looking like,
I'm just listening to your little story about your day.
Look, he wants all the credit. And
I don't want any credit. I just want to hear what you thought of the whole day.
Tell everybody everybody what I did for you. Is basically.
You want to know how much all this? No.
No.
So then what did you do?
So then what did we do? I went to the Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
Yes. And what else did we do?
Well, we hung out at the Magic Kingdom. You did your rides. You saw a festival.
Saw Festival of Fantasy, which I have not seen in a long time.
Where did we have dinner later that evening?
Liberty Tree Tavern.
I got a surprise with her at dinner though.
Oh yeah. So, which I didn't realize, you can get a cake. You have to say that. I don't know how I did it.
Actually,
There's a cake.
That day, you're supposed to do it in 48 hours notice, and I didn't hit the 48-hour notice, so I talked to Disney. They said, talk to the hostess stand when you get there, see if they can still do it. So I got there and asked, did they have any birthday cakes available? And they did. So they have, actually, it's a Mickey Dome with ears cake, and it's like a cheesecake chocolate mousse cake. I don't know. It was really good.
It's really good.
And they brought that to the table along with the dessert that goes with Liberty Tree's dinner.
Yes.
So it was really cool.
Yeah, I ate more in that day than I probably ate in the whole month prior.
She hasn't eaten since.
Not true, because we have media events you have to eat.
We have to eat those.
I mean, you don't have to eat, but you should.
It's rude if you don't eat.
It's rude.
If they invite you over and you don't eat, it's really rude.
It's like somebody inviting you to dinner and you say, no thanks, I'm on a diet.
But the night ended with her watching Happily Ever After.
Yes.
Which she has to see. She was like, oh, we can just go. I'm like, no, we're going to stay and watch Happily Ever After so you can get teary-eyed at the Tangled part and then we'll go home.
I really cry at that fireworks show almost every time I watch it. No, let's throw almost out the window. I cry every time I watch it. It's just all the...
Knowing it's coming, too.
Not just the Tangled part. It's just the whole thing.
Goes with my blog. I wrote.
Yeah, he wrote a blog the other day about, like, if you listen to the music and the story of the fireworks at Happily Ever After, it really has a wonderful meaning. But most things at Disney do. But the whole, it, like, totally encompasses the whole... keep reaching for your dreams even when it's hard, and it speaks to my soul. That's deep, but it's true.
That's really deep. I feel like we should be sitting with a coffee house.
It's almost like I'm a writer or something. It speaks to my soul. Okay, anyway, so we had a wonderful birthday. And then, speaking of birthdays...
That's a good idea. They said we should bring the sign to the meetups. I'm going to have a new one made for the meetup. And Courtney had Brandon carry it because Courtney said.
Courtney, would you like us to bring? We'll make a new one.
We'll have Brandon carry it though.
And y'all can carry it. Like, remember the first? You guys were at the first meetup like years and years ago. We had that. We made like a rigged sign that kind of like a tour group, but like laminated.
We didn't have a chant though.
We didn't have a chant, but it still worked. I think we still have that in the garage.
Yes,
but anyway, so after my birthday, we were really busy because we had our TMSM live on location show at Disney Springs, and then that same day, one of my Michigan besties, Michelle, and her husband Frank came to town.
Who had not been here since he was 11, I think he said, or 10, so he really did not remember anything about
So
Disney.
Frank, you might as well say, was just a first timer because he didn't recall any of anything.
And actually, if you haven't been in the last 10 years, the park is completely different than it was even 10 years ago.
He hadn't been since he was a kid.
Yeah, he hadn't been there a lot longer than that.
So she brought him into town to celebrate his birthday. Now, back in Michigan, back in the day, we used to do like joint birthday things together sometimes. But for this, this year, she wanted him to come to Disney. He hadn't been. And so, like, I have this...
It was supposed to be a surprise, but then she told him.
But she told him because she couldn't help it. So... It was so cool to see. He was like a kid, and Frank usually isn't like a big kid. He's usually a little more serious, very responsible guy, wonderful person. He's not like what you would call silly like I am or like Michelle is.
And it just it goes to the point of everybody who says, "Oh, Disney's for kids." And that proves it's not. I mean, like she said, Frank is takes everything very serious.
He's a very responsible person.
He plans for his retirement. His house is immaculate.
Frank is a planner.
He's been at his job for 20-some years. I mean,
I think.
Everything Frank does, and he's always got a plan, and he's always got an idea what the future. While they were here, the stock market started crashing. He started to panic because of his 401k. I mean, that's the way he thinks, and he's kind of old school in the way he thinks, and I think it's from his parents because they're old Italian.
Yeah.
And he
but regardless of all of that, Frank,
he had a blast.
Frank turned into a child at Magic Kingdom, and it warmed our hearts. Like we're gonna make a Disney fan out of him, and you know what? We did.
He stood at the beginning of Main Street USA right by the Emporium, and they were dancing. They had the show going on in the street right there. and he had just that look on his face of wow. Looking at the castle, he kept saying, "Look at that castle."
I know, he kept saying, like, you see it on TV, or he's seen it through Michelle's pictures from the meetups. It doesn't do it justice, and it really doesn't. And it just goes to prove my theory, a lot of people's theory, but mine. I always drive this home with people that it does not matter how old you are. I mean, Disney is not just for kids, and then anybody is a kid when they get to Disney. And for his birthday,
Oh, Michelle's on. She said he's still talking about it.
I mean, we made sure he had a birthday button. We bought him a Walt Disney World T-shirt. We took him to see Mickey Mouse. I mean, and Michelle was so overwhelmed because she had already gotten her turn, years ago when we took her to see Mickey and all that. And now she was finally getting to have her husband see all these wonderful, magical things that she got to do.
And what was cool, it was a really busy day today. It was a Monday, but it was the Monday after the Princess Marathon. So it was packed. And we got there. We had fast passes because annual pass holders, we were able to make fast passes. And we made them for the rides we wanted to make sure Frank saw. But they didn't have them because they had gotten day passes from our friend to get them in for the day, and they didn't have fast passes. So as we were walking, I went up to one of the Disney guest experiences and talked to one of the cast members there, and she made it possible for them to have 3 fast passes for whatever they wanted. They could go on with us for our rides, they could go on something else, whatever they wanted to do. And a cast member made magic happen for him for his birthday. She said she was doing it for him. So he was able to ride the Haunted Mansion. He was able to go on Pirates. He went on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and he thought that was the greatest thing.
Yeah, it was such a great day. And then Aiden had to go to school the next day and everything, but we wanted to stay and watch the fireworks with them and then scoot out.
Michelle Perna had never seen the Happily Ever After either.
No, she saw it, but through the
Parts
rain.
of it. Yeah, it was raining and she saw it from the side. She didn't get to actually see it head on.
Because last year at the meetup, got really cold and we bolted out of there because, truth be told, it was cold and everybody was like, we're out. But but we stayed to watch the fireworks with them because, I mean, it gets me every time, and to watch how much they enjoyed the fireworks. And Michelle cried and Frank was amazed at how the timing is. Somebody that's a little more analytical, he's watching how the music and the projections and the different effects on the castle and the fireworks, everything is so choreographed together. He was just amazed by the whole thing.
He did get a little choked up. He's not a crier, but you could just tell.
He's not a crier, messy crier.
But you could tell it touched him to watch it because he even talked about that the next day.
He talked about the rest of the week, which is so cool.
He just could not believe it. And he worked with a couple guys who had been to Disney, and they told him you were going to have fun and all that. So I'm glad we were able to be part of that experience for him.
Yeah. It was awesome. So and we got. It's almost like I feel like we need a chart, like a check chart. Got another one. Check.
Oh, it's funny because as he's leaving, he was asking about the other parks, and he's like, oh, I want to go to Animal Kingdom. So he's already sold. He wants to come back. He wants to go to Animal Kingdom. He wants to go to Studios. He wants to go to Epcot. He wants to go, because he even said it throughout the day. He goes, there's no way you could do this park in one day, and you really can't, and enjoy the park without running. So he wants to go to Magic Kingdom again as well. So they will be back. When, I don't know. Michelle and Paula will be here for the meetup this year. But hopefully we get Frank back next spring or next summer.
Yeah, and Michelle's already got her tickets to come to our meetup, which is in October this year. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But happy birthday, Frank.
Yep,
and
happy birthday,
we are
Frank.
so excited that we were able to spend your day with you and Michelle. So that was awesome. That was awesome. You got that.
Okay, so that was our show. So
that's it.
Thank you for watching. But so after Frank's birthday, like Michelle said, we just had a lot of busy stuff going on. So the next big thing that we have on our list was actually Flower and Garden Festival started shortly thereafter. We actually have not been yet. We've been so busy.
We went to we went the Saturday before the Flower and Garden Festival opened.
To the Festival of Walls.
So it's like the Flower and Wall Festival. Now, I don't say anything negative about Disney because I do love my job and I do love my Disney reps. Love you guys. However, holy mother, the walls.
Holy Mary Mother.
The walls. It was the front of. I hadn't been at Epcot in a while. Truth be told.
I don't think we had not actually been there since New Year's Eve.
Had it been that long?
Yeah.
Okay, so, and every time you go, something has changed. Now you know that Future World is completely getting a overhaul,
Future World is under
upheaval,
construction.
if you will. It's a hot mess. So when you go to the park, like you don't get to walk in like your usual spots where you usually walk. And I talked about this on the radio with Joe Kelly on 96.5 WDBO. You know, shameless plug on Wednesday. And he was like, so there's like lots of walls, huh? I said, oh yeah. It is.
It's funny because she started to talk about Flower and Garden and all they talked about was the walls and construction.
Yeah, like our conversation was supposed to be about the festival and he couldn't get past the walls.
Right.
Because, and a reason, he had a reason for it. So let's talk about Joe's reason. He said that for those, and it's kind of a valid point, I'll give you that, Joe. When you go to the park, and let's say you haven't been to Epcot in a few years, and you want to go, you and your family, you want a picture next to Spaceship Earth. Well, you really can't. We can.
You can, you just gotta get the right angle.
And there's going to be some walls.
Photoshop.
And you don't, like, we walked, like, you know how when you usually walk forward and you hit Spaceship Earth, there's a line for the ride, and then usually you could walk towards the electric umbrella. Not the case, my friends.
Not past guest services.
The bathroom is gone, for one. I always used that bathroom. And there's mazes.
So at guest services, if you're on that side,
you gotta go all the way around.
and you actually come up on, you're actually backstage at one point, technically backstage, and you come up on the side of the Guardians ride, which used to be Ellen's Universe of Energy, is where you come up through there.
Yeah, it was like you're taking the long way around. Now, mind you, they have stuff painted on said walls. I did take a picture of the Guardians on a wall.
But then we kept walking, we come to find out, well, we already knew Mouse Gear was closed.
Yes.
And it looks like a little outlet store.
It looks like one of the gift shops up on 192.
Yeah, it's not. Then the electric umbrella is closed.
This is sounding so negative, and I don't mean it that way. We're just trying to keep it real.
But now this is just that side of the park. The other side, Starbucks is gone. The meet and greets are gone. The fountain is gone.
Coca-Cola is gone.
I actually reached over the wall to get a picture, and the fountain is leveled. It is not there. There is no fountain in the center area anymore. It is gone.
Okay, but let's take this negative conversation and flip it just for a second. So in order to have all the wonderful things that are coming to Epcot, you do gotta get rid of the old to get the new in.
So let's just get rid of it all at one time.
See, no, that's the thing.
It's like Michigan construction.
That's what I was gonna say. We were walking through the walls, and I said, "Oh my God, this feels like Michigan." And the only reason it feels like Michigan, now the great state of Michigan is terrible we lived over here. For like, let's say they're gonna do highway projects, or they're gonna fix the freeway. It's like pothole city, and instead of fixing the strip that needs it, they're gonna shut the whole flipping freeway down. And even where they're not working, like there's construction guys over here. Like 8 miles down the road. Oh, I said 8 Mile, and it was no Detroit reference whatsoever. That was an accident. So let's say 8 miles up the road.
7 Mile.
7 Mile.
Because it really is. They're up to 16 Mile. So it's
7
okay.
Mile, 8 Mile. Okay. There's like all these orange cones, and there's nobody in sight working, and that would annoy me so badly. It's like, why in the did you close the whole freeway and just make everybody inconvenienced for their morning commute? Why?
So you want me to make this your story trying to get positive a little bit worse?
Oh God.
Because in May, Spaceship Earth goes down.
God. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
But I'm not speculating a rumor, because we don't do that here at the Main Street Mouse.
We don't.
However, this is not a rumor.
This is a big rumor. You can't say it. Don't say it.
No, it's
Because
not
then
a
somebody's
rumor.
going to be like, oh, the Main Street Mouse
We're
said
not
this.
saying. That's why I'm disclaimering it. If I had a disclaimer thing, I'd flash out disclaimer. My guess, Scott Atwood's guess, is that Ratatouille's probably going to open right around the same time as Spaceship Earth closes. Because, A, it's supposed to open in the spring. Isn't it?
They said summer 2020.
That's close. That's a couple
Close
weeks
enough.
Plus, if you close one more attraction without opening another one, who is going to go to the park?
However, again, do you recall what a mess Hollywood Studios was when they got rid of Streets of America and Backlot and the lights, cars, whatever show that was, and yeah, whatever, all that back there. And so like you could not walk anywhere at the studios, and it went from like a half a day park to a quarter day park.
And it was all dead ends. Every place you go, you
yes,
turn
you
around
could get
all the
nowhere
way.
at the studios now. But it's almost like, what did I say? Okay, so you moms out there, you know how they say like childbirth and pregnancy is like a terror, but then when it's over, like you forget it because you're happy with the results.
That's the example you want to use?
I have a point.
Okay.
Follow me for a minute. Just follow me for a minute. And they say you forget about all the bad because, you know, you have this beautiful, beautiful results. See, I'm going somewhere with this. So, Disney construction is kind of like that. Like you're super irritated, you're uncomfortable, you're not happy, but at the end of it all, what you have is a wonderful finished finished project.
For the product.
Yeah. So you get what I'm saying?
So in other words, there's something great coming. We have to get through this rough time. There's a lot coming to Epcot.
We just gotta get through it. We just get through it together.
But there's a lot coming to Epcot. And once you get in the World Showcase, everything's fine. It's Future World that's tore up.
It makes me a little sad. So like Mouse Gear was my favorite store. They always were the best with merchandise. I do not like the temporary location.
That's where they always had the bigger size shirts.
That's why he liked it.
I liked it because a lot of times I'll get a 3XL, I get bigger, and they always had 3Xs at Mouse Gears that they didn't have anywhere else, and now they don't have that either because they don't have the extra room.
They don't. But I mean, I will say that I do think that, you know, this temporary inconvenience is, you know, it's going to be so cool because they have so much coming to Epcot that it's going to be worth it. We just kind of have to get through that. But it is disheartening. Like if you haven't been to Disney in a while and you walk into the front of the park and you're like, oh my goodness. One of my friends who's a cast member who will remain nameless called Epcot an escape room. You know, that's what it looks like in the front.
My biggest problem with it, and I told you this the other day and we talked about it, is that with so much being closed and so many detours and everything like that, it still costs you the same amount to go there.
And the same thing with Hollywood Studios.
Same with Hollywood Studios.
Same thing.
But if you go to the Magic Kingdom right now, the Magic Kingdom's under a lot of construction also. The train is completely down. Tron is not done yet. They're still working through a lot of that stuff.
I can't wait for Tron. Sidebar.
But there is so much more to do at the Magic
always?
Kingdom. But Epcot, you were already limited by what you had to do. And granted, you didn't really lose anything to do, but it's a pain in the butt to get around.
Sure.
And I just wish that they would acknowledge that, yes, it's a pain. We're going to knock the price down 10-15%.
That's not going to happen because
No, it's not.
they got
Because
stuff
people
to
pay
do.
for it. But it was funny because the day we went to the Magic Kingdom with Frank, it was a premium day. It was $135, I think, to go there that day.
Was
we were
it?
paying. Because there's the premium days certain times a year. So now, I don't know.
forgot
That's just
that.
my own little complaint that it's like
Okay,
if
but
there's
if
so much
you-
construction.
If you get past, you know, the city of walls on the front of the park, of course, you know, World Showcase is World Showcase, and they still have all that good stuff over there. The only thing is, it's a little more crowded back there because, you know,
Everybody's
out
there.
of necessity, you can't hang out in Future World. So where are you gonna go? You're gonna go to World Showcase.
Right.
So. But the Flower and Garden Festival has started. If you look on our site and you search for Flower and Garden, we have the concert series lineup. We have information as far as the merchandise. Orange Bird is a big push this year.
There's the Remy topiary. this
Yeah,
year.
there's a
It's brand
new Remy topiary back in France, which he's really cute, and it's like he's getting ready for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, which I cannot wait for. So the France Pavilion is going to be pretty awesome when they're done.
And from what we understand, if you're riding the Skyliner out of that area, you can see the sign, can't you? Isn't that what you were saying?
Yes.
So
So if
you
you're
can't
riding
see it from
Skyliner,
the-
you can see there's Gaston's restaurant.
Yes.
It's like a sign back there. But yeah, so I mean, you have to understand. I'm just gonna preface this. We've been on the go constantly. We're tired. I didn't sleep last night, by the way, and I really hate daylight savings. It totally screwed me up. I'm like so sleep deprived and crabby and hungry because I'm back on my diet. So I just want to say that. But you know.
See, I'm not the Debbie Downer. Liz just called me a Debbie Downer.
No, it's me. I'm the Debbie Downer, and I fully admit it today. But because, you know, when you're go all the time, and sometimes we get a little jaded when we have to cover things because we enjoy what we do, but we're also trying to be super honest with the guest experience as well. Like coming from a guest, like yes, we're working when we go, but when we go, I have a point. I'm so tired. When we go, follow me. When we go, just us.
Yes.
We're still looking around because we never stop because like people want to know. I mean, I get messages all the time. What's it like over at Epcot? What's
and we've gotten those messages too where, why didn't you guys tell us about this? Why didn't you tell us there was construction here? Why didn't you do this? So that's how we try to put it all out there and just go with it.
We do the best we can. Let's just say that. Even when we're tired, we just keep going. We're like...
So anyway, the moral of the story, Epcot's a mess right now with walls in Future World. It will be better in a couple years. There's the new restaurant that's...
It'll be better in a couple years. The way you make it sound is like it's awful, but it'll be better in a couple years.
How long it took the studios?
Oh God. Okay, so no. It'll be. I'm gonna guess that they're gonna open it in phases where it's gonna be better.
I really hope so, but once the Ratatouille ride opens, I think it's gonna help a lot with that park because that ride is going to be amazing.
I'm like checking to see if we're getting messages from our Disney reps. Like you guys are like horrible.
Mouse Gear will be back.
Mouse Gear's gonna be back. It's supposed to be completely revamped. The temporary location is across the way.
The Space restaurant will be open by Mission Space.
Yep.
Guardians will be coming within the next. It's supposed to be by the 50th. It might not.
Mm-hmm.
So by 2021, October, we should have the Guardians ride up.
Yep.
So 2 major rides will be there. Yes, Spaceship Earth will be down, but Spaceship Earth did need an update.
It does need an update. I mean, and from what I can understand, between the announcements from D23 and the concept art, it's getting an update, but nothing to the point where people are going to be outraged. It's not going to be completely.
They're going to still have some of the old stuff, but they're going to add some new. Yeah, I don't think people are going to be outraged by it. Not the way people were outraged about our next topic before we actually went on it. So let me say this before we get going. The night before we went to Runaway Rail, Disney dropped the B-roll.
Runaway Railway.
Sorry, Runaway Railway. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I always say it the wrong way. The night before we went, Disney sent out a B-roll video of the attraction for all the media sites to put out. And we put it out assuming that the next day we'd have our own video to put out on top of it. We really him and hawed about putting it out, but we decided to put it out so everybody could see what the ride was about, and we did put spoilers on it. We got a lot of comments back that the ride looked horrible, that how could they use that to replace the Great Movie Ride. The Great Movie Ride was an awesome ride, but that was MGM. I mean, if we're going to say what it is, it was MGM. It needed an update. And I think Disney had no choice. If they would have updated it with all Disney IPs, people would have complained, oh, it's all Disney's IPs all throughout it, so it's just a big commercial.
And also, I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm going to jump ahead for just a second. From the videos, you know how they say that videos don't do things justice? From the videos of the ride, it almost makes it look as though it's just projections, that there's no like 3D imaging. It is not.
Not at all.
Not at all. So they thought it was like you walk through and you see like movie type of things on the walls, and it's not true.
No, at the end of the night, we actually got to talk to Kevin Rafferty, one of the Imagineers who built the ride. And he said, it's funny, we go through all this work to make something three-dimensional, but then when we film it, it's still just in 2D. He goes, we can't get rid of that. And I couldn't relate more to what he was saying because we had just been hearing for the last 24 hours how flat the ride looked, how
it's not flat.
Boring. It's not. The ride, I know some of you have been on it, and I hope you've all enjoyed it so far. We loved it. We rode it as soon as we could. We both enjoyed it. We rode it, I think, 6 or 7 times that day.
Something like that.
Something like that. I know John went like 8 or 9 times. The general consensus from all the media people who are friends, and some of them are negative about things, and some of them are positive. I have never seen the consensus across the board with all of us happy with the ride.
I did not hear anybody complaining. I didn't hear anybody say that it was not up to expectations. I was excited to see it just because in the past, like since they announced it, like they were kind of telling us what was coming. You know, they talked about it at D23. They talked about it at Destination D a year and a half ago. So we kind of had a lot of like hype of what it was going to be. And then at some of these events, I've been lucky enough to talk to Kevin Rafferty and Sharita Carter, who are they're the Imagineers who created this ride, which there's also a section if you watch the Imagineering story on Disney Plus, they're both on that, which is really cool.
Was it the second to last episode or the last episode?
It's towards the end, yes. But the thought behind this ride and to hear the people that created it and why they did what they did. Like we had talked before, the whistle in the train is from Steamboat Willie. That same whistle from all those years ago. The fact that they did, Mickey and Minnie's first ride involving a train was a nod to Walt Disney because Walt Disney loved trains so much. And as you're walking out of the ride, there's a picture on the wall of Walt on one of his trains.
Yes, there is.
I mean, come on,
Disney,
it's like total Disney nostalgia right there. It's
and that's
wonderful.
I know a lot of people were bummed you lost the Great Movie Ride, and I get it. I liked the Great Movie Ride, but it needed bad updates. I mean, they kept changing the video at the end, but that wasn't changing the different
It's not
scenes.
enough. It wasn't enough.
And there was people going through there who had no idea even what some of those scenes were. I mean, if we're gonna be honest,
I hadn't seen some of those movies. I mean,
so I always say they have to move on. They have to go to something new, and I think giving Mickey his first attraction, finally after 91 years now, plus, it was well deserved. They did it fantastic. Like I said, I haven't heard of anybody yet says they don't like it.
no. And also another thing I want to
You love that sign, don't you?
I do love this. I work hard for stuff like this. Don't take any of it for granted. But the one thing that people had questions about is they thought, now I heard this was a rumor, this is why we don't put out rumor, but somebody put out that they were basically using the same carts ride system that they used for Great Movie Ride, like the same where there was like all the rows and
like 10 rows and
the 10 rows and a slow moving car on a track, and they were just basically changing the sides of like the old track, like where you would see Wizard of Oz is now, Mickey and Minnie. That's not true. There is no track. There is no track on the ride.
No, it's trackless system, which is
kind of like to me, it looks like how they do in Rise of the Resistance, but actually when we talk to the Imagineers, it is not the same system.
No.
It is similar. How it just knows to go
It's a
together.
GPS system throughout the ride, and they had to make sure that the Wi-Fi was enabled, just like they do with Rise of the Resistance, to make sure that the carts can communicate with the computer that is moving it throughout the whole
Very
ride.
high tech. So, and then at one point, your train splits apart, let's just say. So that's when you really see, because when you first get on the ride, it's almost as if you are on a train. But I don't want to give it all away, but there are parts that do like split apart.
And one thing I will say, and a lot of people have talked about the wait times, because of Rise of the Resistance put such a stigma on waiting.
Yeah.
The rides have not been that long. Considering it's a new ride, I just checked while I was looking, it's 95-minute wait right now. The day it opened, 300 minutes, but within like 2 hours, within 2 hours of opening, it was under 2 hours that quickly. I think the ride, the way it moves and the amount of carts they have, they move a lot of people through it fairly quickly.
They do.
I think they built it smart that way, that they can get more people through the ride in a quicker, and that's why it's not backing up. The ride is the equivalent of Seven Dwarfs, and Seven Dwarfs has been open for 6 years now. Is that correct?
Yeah.
5 years, 6 years. So for a new ride that's that well put together, it's doing really well. So an hour and a half wait, I know it seems like a lot. We're used to fast passes. We're used to not waiting.
We're spoiled.
We're spoiled with fast passes, but an hour and a half to ride a new ride, I don't think is that bad. Consider how long you may have to wait to use your boarding pass for Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah, you could go like when you're waiting for your boarding pass, go ride Runaway Railway. I mean,
And it's indoors.
But like, okay, so they had that night they had like the ceremony, the dedication ceremony, which was really not very long. But then like we had been there all day. There was select media that had been there all day, and then towards the end of the day, like travel agencies and other sources of media come for the ceremony. So when the ceremony was over, they like kind of moved out of the way from the red carpet, and everybody kind of like rushed the ride. And I kind of got stuck in that mix as well. And I'd already been on it, but I kind of like when the crowd started moving
crazy.
forward, like everybody, it was like a Black Friday sale at Kohl's. Like everybody was like rushing the doors.
The old Mervyn's commercials where they're outside open.
Yeah, and and I thought to myself, why am I doing this? I've already ridden it quite a few times. But it was kind of interesting to see because even with all those people, I didn't wait for the ride hardly at all.
When we got off the ride, we rode that ride with Panda and other friends. When we got off the ride, we met Becky, our travel sponsor, and she wanted to ride it one more time, and she's like, come with me. We walked right on it. So the ride filtered out that quickly of all those people got through it, and it moves really quick, and I doubt, as most things, Disney puts 95 minutes. It's probably not 95 minutes.
It's usually not that long.
It's usually
but
not
they do
anywhere
seem
near
to
what
get you through the line very quickly, which I was impressed with because, there's some rides that you stand in line like forever and like Peter Pan, like you can't figure out why is this taking so long.
Right. Wait a
But this is quicker. Now it could be, because of the technology or how they do it.
The amount of carts they might have to go, but it never seemed crowded at any one point in the ride. There is a lot of different rooms and scenes throughout the ride. I'll say that. And maybe that's why, because they can have somebody in each one of those rooms, a different set of carts in each one, and that's maybe why it moves so fast.
I don't know.
Whatever it is, it's working.
Whatever they're doing, it's working.
Don't stop. Somebody asked on there, would you say it's safe for a pregnant woman? I know, first of all, there's no height restriction, so I know we had that question earlier for kids. There is a bar that comes down. It comes down and locks, and it's for the full row.
I did see a pregnant lady go on it.
But you do move.
You move, but it's not like, it's not like you're bumping. It's just movement. And it's smooth movement, but check with your doctor.
And don't make the bar go all the way down.
Right.
You don't want to be too close to the bar.
Right.
So, but yeah, I would check with your doctor. I mean, I don't think Disney would
allow
you to. I don't think Disney would allow you to if it's unsafe. But yeah, just double check with your doctor.
It's pretty much a smooth ride because it's brand new and it's not.
You just move side to side more than
it's more side to side than anything else.
And like I said, it's one row. I think each row holds 3, maybe 4 people, and it's a bar that comes down for the entire row.
And it's weird that somebody asked that about the pregnancy because there was a guy that I was talking to. No, not the guy. The guy was pregnant. A guy that was there from Disneyland. He worked for Disney, but he was in from Disneyland. And his wife was with him, and she was about to go on it, and she was obviously pregnant, and she said she was due in May, and they said it was okay for her to go on.
Okay.
Now that is completely not a medical thing that I'm telling you to do. I'm just saying in that circumstance, that's what happened, but always check with the doctor, check with cast members on the scene, but it's not a bump. It's not a bumpy ride.
And somebody asked, do they do the fireworks show? They still do the fireworks show. I just don't know how the ride closes for that, but I know a lot of the rides used to close, like when Toy Story Mania was in the old way before they opened Toy Story Land, that used to close at night for the fireworks. But the studios usually tends to do the fireworks at the end of the evening. Like parks either closed or just closing.
Yeah, they've been doing, like you said, like at the end of the night. So I don't really know. We haven't been back since media night, so I don't know. And it hasn't even been.
It's a week tomorrow.
Yeah, so, but I don't know the answer to that.
But yeah, but I would assume that, because I've noticed a lot of times they close at 8:30 when fireworks are 8:30, so.
Yeah, they do. Because sometimes they do close things a little early because they're trying to get people away from the area because of the show.
Right. But we've stood right where the entrance is to that ride and watched the show. And that's where the dessert party used to take place.
Right. I liked it not that I was at it, but I did like it when the dessert party was right in front of the theater. So I don't really know what they're going to do. I mean,
check the Times Guide, I guess I would tell you.
Yeah, check with Disney.
But both of us, 2 thumbs up. The ride was fantastic. We both loved it. We want to take the boys back. They have not rode it yet. There is so much to see in that ride, though. There
are nods to the Great Movie Ride. We're not going to tell you what or where, but you have to pay attention.
And some other Easter eggs, Disney Easter eggs in there that you're going to want to watch for, Disney Company Easter eggs throughout the ride. So keep your eyes open for that. But when we were talking to the Imagineers, they said they've hidden a lot of things in the ride. Michelle did an interview with another Imagineer, and he said there's a lot of hidden stuff in there, and they're not letting you know what it is. So you really got to keep your eyes open and look as you're going from area to area. There's just so much going on at one time. We weren't even allowed to film it until after the dedication. So we had rode it at that time 5 or 6 times, and I still don't think I saw everything that there is.
No, and it's kind of cool because, we get to see things before others do. But when they don't let us film, it kind of forces us to just look around and pay attention and observe instead of like go into work mode. I mean, it's a different kind of work mode.
Yeah. And if you notice, Michelle was actually, they did a ride cam video, and Michelle actually went out with John, and then that was on Fox 35 here in Orlando. John's video of Michelle and John going through the ride and videotaping their expressions and their reactions as they went through the room. So they got.
And truth be told, that was ride number 5 for us, and we were still excited.
It is, because you see something new every single time.
They recorded us on Rise of the Resistance too. I forget what number that was for us because John and I, we just keep riding the ride over and over again, and we did that for Rise also.
And I will say about Runaway Railway also, there is, I think it's 4 carts for people to ride in, 2 rows in each. But each row or each cart is a different view of the same area.
Yeah.
So you will have a different experience no matter what cart you're in from time to time. You're going to go through the exact same rooms, but just your perspective changes from room to room based on what cart you're in. And it does make a different ride. There was stuff I noticed I didn't see when we were at one area that I saw in another area. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because everybody kept saying, what row were you in? And it's like, why? Well, because like you just have to go on it. Because it is a little bit different. It's a little bit different. And there's one part that it gets kind of windy. I'll just say that because I had heard that one of my friends, cast member friends, said bring a ponytail holder with you.
And it really does get windy.
It does get windy. It's just such a cool ride. I really hope you guys are gonna like it. And I know that some of you will always have a special place in your heart for the Great Movie Ride. And I think we all do. You know, rides that close, of course we miss them. I still miss Streets of America. I used to love it back there just to go walking. I miss Osborne Lights.
I miss Osborne Lights, but Star Wars fans, are you happy you have Star Wars?
Yeah, so we have to, we have to lose things in order to get the upgrade.
I mean, trust me, I was crushed they took Ellen's Universe of Energy out to put the Guardians ride in there.
Shut it up.
Crushed, I cried.
And Corey is so excited about Guardians.
And Corey couldn't wait for Maelstrom to go. I mean, he's such a Frozen fan, so don't let him fool you. I know he puts on this exterior that he loved Maelstrom. Now he loves Frozen. He sings it. He dresses as Kristoff. It's crazy at their house.
When he watches this, he's gonna kill you.
I know.
Okay, so I did see. I'm usually not reading comments, but I do see one from Judy Kern that I was going to mention anyway, Judy, because we're gonna put Scott on the spot. He finally got on Rise of the Resistance. Now, I had been hyping this up since... Look, he's giving me a face. I don't know if you can see this. Oh, I'm getting the stink eye. I hate that.
She never put me on the spot for Skyliner, so I'll let her do this one.
Oh, yeah, the Skyliner. Big baby.
Because my mother told me if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it.
Because he's a big baby when it comes to heights. Anyway, or whatever. I like the Skyliner.
Put it down.
All right. Rise of the Resistance. Part of Media Day, we had a little extra ticket on our badges to ride Rise of the Resistance.
And actually, we got lucky because one of our cast member friends, he was an ambassador, Nathaniel, and now he is a cast member, and he actually, I guess he somehow is either a manager or something over Rise of the Resistance. He has some say over that. So we went on with him. And
he kind of gave Scott a guided tour.
He gave me a guided tour, more in-depth insider tour of everything, which was kind of cool. The ride, Star Wars fan or not a Star Wars fan, the ride is amazing. I mean, honestly, the technology, I think there was 3 different types of technology brought together to create the ride that they've used singly on other rides. To make this one. It's just, you constantly, I purposely did not film it. I told Michelle I'm not going to film it. I would actually like to look and see everything. Because a lot of times I'm filming, I'm stuck behind my screen, and I'm trying to get the best image I can and share the video. So I did not do that. But I was blown away about the amount of detail, from the cast members and how they bring it to life, and the 2 different scripts they're following. One is, One is Resistance, and one is the bad guys whom I always like. And it was just like, that was just cool the way they brought it all together. The First Order troops, walking into the room with the First Order troops was, you walk in there and it's like, wow, that's cool how they did that. From room to room, just amazing. We try to get John in trouble before going into another room. Why are you laughing?
Oh no, this is my I told you so face. Continue.
The ride is good. I still don't like Star Wars.
Oh.
I'll say it.
You know why? Because I said I told you so.
No, I
didn't
like Star. I said when I started talking, Star Wars fan or not, it's a great ride.
I liked the last movie, and so did you.
I did. I'm
So
glad it's
do
over.
not. Okay, the ride itself
The ride is great.
is fantastic.
Is it worth getting up at 5 in the morning? No, I would not do it. In my opinion, it's not worth getting up early for. But if you're a Star Wars fan, yes. If you're a
However,
fan that's never rode it, yes.
I'm going to throw him under the bus right now because he said he wanted to go and ride it again and see more, but he did not know if he was willing to do be there at Park Open.
I know I'm not willing to be there at Park Open. I don't like getting up to go take Aiden to school at 6. There's no way I'd go into the studios to ride a ride. No, I rode it once. I'm good now until the hype dies down. I still haven't rode Smuggler's Run.
But you don't like simulator
No,
rides?
I don't. And probably won't ride
I don't
it.
like simulator rides either. I don't. The motion on those I would rather be in a ride that moves instead of one. And
Simulator's just phoning it in.
I'm gonna say this too. Because he said something that I don't know if he remembered me saying in December, but he said the same flippin' thing. And what did I say? I said, Rise of the Resistance blows Flight of Passage clean out the water.
Yeah. We had always heard the story at the cast member preview that what was his name?
James Cameron.
James Cameron had said something about how great Flight of Passage was, and it's no secret that he really put the Imagineers and Disney through a lot of pains to bring that world to life, and they really developed a not so nice taste for him. A lot of people didn't. And during that thing with the cast, a VP actually got in front of him and said, until Galaxy's Edge opens, then we'll blow that away. And they really did. I mean, the technology that Rise of the Resistance has...
They trumped Pandora. Yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
Just...
Pandora's great, but we honestly never seen the movie Avatar. Never wanted to.
You know what? Okay, here, I'll be honest. I don't really like Flight of Passage all that much.
I like Navi.
I like the Navi River Journey. And do you want to know why I like the Navi River Journey? Because I like the Shaman of Songs. I think she is the most amazing animatronic. The movements and the flow and the whole, it was wonderful. She's good.
And I had a trivia question when we got off Rise of the Resistance that I posed to John. Panda was with our group.
Okay.
And so for those of you that rode the ride or seen videos, you know that there is General Hux is in the ride at some point.
Yes.
But I posed the question, I go, what other attraction in Orlando is that same actor playing another hologram?
And I can't believe nobody knew it because
nobody knew it in our group.
Do you guys know?
Do you guys know? If you know it, say something. But I said, so this one actor who's done a lot of other things and probably been in two of the biggest franchises in the history of the world is in two rides
in Orlando.
Anybody got it? As a hologram.
As a hologram. I'm waiting to see if anybody's got it. Come on, somebody.
Shane said Scott and Michelle debate Star Wars brought to you by TMSM. I still like the original 3 movies. I always stick to that. I don't think anybody's seen
maybe
it.
they don't have it. Okay.
You'd have to have park passes or go to another park.
I mean, the Navi River is great. I think Flight of Passage makes me nauseous. It's
a great ride.
It's a great ride.
I'm not gonna take anything away from it.
It's a great ride, but I do like Rise of the Resistance better. Rise of the Resistance took that bar up way high.
Is it Spider-Man? No, Michelle, it's not Spider-Man.
No.
No. But you do have the right park.
You do have the right park.
Actually.
Okay, Lori, you have something Harry Potter. Getting there. Getting warmer.
So that narrows it down to 14 miles down the street you should do it.
And I'm just wondering if people don't realize it's the same actor because he looks nothing alike. Except for the red hair. You would not even know it's the same guy. We might be here all night, so I'll say.
But I will say this, Harry Potter, yes. He was a Weasley, actually, from the Harry Potter series.
And Gringotts. Escape from Gringotts?
Escape from Gringotts. So when you're in the room where you're with your tour guide and he's getting his keys, that is the office.
The Weasley, that's
I can't remember which
guide.
One.
Is it? No. Is it?
No.
Nope.
I can't remember which Weasley it is. But it isn't Bill Weasley. Bill Weasley and General Hux are the same actor,
guy.
but that same actor is 2 holograms at 2 attractions in Florida, which I don't know why I find that interesting, but I do.
I do too. And he looks so different because when he's a Weasley, he's nice and he's getting you out of the Gringotts. And, at the end, he's like, it's the safest place in the world, whatever. And then when he's General Hux, he's yelling at you.
But then you see what happened to him in Rise of Skywalker.
Spoiler. But anyway, so same actor in 2 of the biggest rides in Orlando.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting that they did that.
Fun fact.
Fun little fact. Fun fact brought to you by TMSM. So another thing I want to talk about, though, because I know we're starting to get...
We're almost out of time.
Something we got to do, which was really exciting last Tuesday, before we went to Hollywood Studios, is the big Cirque du Soleil building. Well, they're getting ready to have a new show open up, and we got to go in there and see 2 acts previewed.
Drawn to Life.
Drawn to Life.
Which I had talked to you previously about, but we actually got to see part of the show. Now, mind you, it was like 10 minutes of the show. It is going to be just like Disney animation come to life. Let's just put it like that. Because the premise of the show is, the show is called Drawn to Life, and it's about animation. And if you saw any of the photos I put up on our Facebook page, you can see that the stage itself is a writer's desk, is an animator's desk. And you can see the premise of the show is about animation that is coming to life.
It is, and it's brought more to life than just digital screens. The actors, which we weren't allowed to tape the actors, and I wish we could have, because what they did for the opening act blew me away. The second act was just as good. But the way they bring what you see sketches of paper do, they did that with humans. And then it all comes to life in front of you, and it really blew me away.
Drawn to Life.
Hence Drawn to Life. But as a huge fan of animation, and I love the way Disney cartoons are done, the Nine Old Men are some of the people I loved watching what they did and how they created. And the show director said a lot of this was based on Walt and the Nine Old Men.
And there's a picture of them in the lobby.
About how they contributed to our animation and gave you the 12 values that go into creating animation to this day. So if you're an animation fan, if you're a Cirque du Soleil fan, if you're a Disney fan, you are absolutely gonna love Drawn to Life.
I'm so excited. Like when they did this one part, it was so fascinating that when it was over and the lights went up, I was like, no.
I know. They brought the people back on stage to talk, and it's like, no.
Like, no, keep going. It was so good. So I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about a new Cirque show, just because, I didn't think it was necessarily my thing. But it totally is my thing, because it's going to be Disney magic, just like everything else.
And from what they told us, because we got to talk to the writers and such, they actually had the idea years ago to somehow bring Disney animation. One of the show writers read Walt's book, one of his biographies, and that's how he learned about Walt. And that's when he had the idea, we need to combine Cirque with animation of Walt Disney and bring it to life. And years later, people came to him and was like, okay, this is what we want to do. He's like, I've been thinking about this for years. So he had it in his Rolodex in his head thinking, how can I do this? And then they approached him to do that after a 20-year run, I think it was.
La Nuba was
19.
Long time. The man he is speaking of is I could listen to him talk forever. His name is Michel Lemon.
Yes.
He's from France. Isn't he? He's French. I know he's French. But he's got this way of this way of storytelling, and when he talks about writing the show and everything, he's so passionate about the story and what they've done. It sucks you right in. Like, okay, you are totally on board with this. You haven't even seen the show yet, but because of how he's describing it to you, you're in. You're just in.
Yeah, you're sold.
You're sold.
You don't care what comes across. I'll just buy whatever.
So I believe that you guys are gonna love it. I cannot wait to see the whole thing. The little bit that we got to see is amazing.
And I looked it up because I just want to make sure I had the right name. But Eric Goldberg, if you know who he is, he's the animator who actually brought Genie to life in the original Aladdin movies.
I forgot
amongst other things he did. But he was the consultant to help them go through the principles of animation. And he was actually there. We got to see him. He was on stage with everybody explaining how they worked through with it. And he said how the Cirque du Soleil people came to his office and they looked at his desk and they tried to build the stage based on how he set up his desk, kind of that way an animator would do it. So again, it was Eric Goldberg. I just want to make sure I had the right name when I was talking about it.
Yeah.
But it was fascinating to hear him talk about it, and he even got a little choked up saying that he's seen his stuff come to life, but to see it come to life in this way.
Totally different experience. So for those of you interested in Cirque's Drawn to Life, there's going to be soft openings in March, but then it's opening mid-April. I want to say April 17th.
I think it was 17th also. I'm not
is
sure.
the opening date.
And that would be a Friday night, I believe.
It's going to be awesome. I am so excited just from what we saw. I think you guys are going to love it too. And they said it's a very mushy story. I know the story. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want to spoil it. But bring
tissue?
Bring tissue. I mean, it's a sappy story, but isn't every Disney story
if it wasn't,
sappy?
it wouldn't be Disney.
I mean, you know.
It
So, also, before we wrap it up for tonight, we did announce this year's meetup. October 24th and 25th is our big meetup weekend.
So 24th being Saturday, we are working on the event for Sunday as we speak, but it's going to be awesome. That's all I will say.
And we're doing the meetup at Epcot because Harmonious will be out by then, allegedly.
Yes. So if you do need tickets to come during that time, or you need travel, talk to MEI Travel. Becky is working on some things also, so there'll be more
Becky's
coming up.
trying to add more to our experience. So if you need a room, if you need anything, her services are free, of course.
Cost you nothing extra to
Nothing.
have her help you plan that trip. And she's not going to try to upsell you. She's not going to try to do any of
Nope.
that. She just wants to help you guys out.
And we have their banners all over our site, so
Yes.
just click on that and you can fill out information and somebody will get back to you.
I just realized I didn't have the banners up because it's been so long. I didn't have them on the
What
site
banners?
itself. How I usually have them in the corners of the video. I didn't have that up because it's been so long. I missed
whoops.
it. So I just put them. I just turned them on.
I will say though, when I say meetup weekend is October 24th and 25th, October 25th will be the Main Street Mouse live on location, and we're working on a venue to accommodate. And also, like I had said before, this is our 10th anniversary of the site. 10 years of this madness.
Who would have ever thought? We were lucky we got past 10 days.
Who'd have thought? A little hobby turned into all of this. So thank you. And we're working on other things to celebrate our 10-year anniversary. So stay tuned for all that because I'm so excited. We've just been so busy so far this year. It's been hard to, we have so much going on between the live shows and Monday show and events and the day-to-day news, but we're working on it. So stay tuned. But mark your calendars for October 24th and 25th. Our next TMSM live on location is sold out.
Yeah, it is. Our next TMSM LOL live on location is the 29th of March. It will be at Wine Bar George. I just put the logo up there now, our new logo that we just had created. So I hope you guys like that. And if you're coming, great. We look forward to seeing you. That show sold out within minutes. The first time they initially gave us just a small group of tickets, sold those. Michelle went to tour the venue.
Asked for 10 more seats, and those are gone too.
And they figured out a way to get 10 more seats, but then those were gone.
But there's a wait list. If you want to put your name on the wait list, you can go to tmsmll.com and there's a wait list for it.
Get tickets, and then it'll take you to a place where you can put your name. It goes in order of who's there first. So if you're the first person on the wait list, and somebody decides they can't go and they refund their tickets, you'll be the first one notified to get yours. And then you'll have 24 hours to purchase them, and if you don't want them, they go to the next person online. So that's the
speaking of live on location, we are working on filling up venues for the year so that you guys know, like if you're planning on coming to the Orlando area and you want to go to Disney Springs to see the live show, which is basically what we do here, but with John and prizes. And
we have prizes sometimes.
We have prizes sometimes. And but
John's a prize.
I will tell you that August we know for sure is at Raglan Road.
The weekend of the Great Irish Hoolie, we will be there. They actually reached out to us and they want us there that weekend, which I don't know why that's because they are packed to the max already, but they're giving us one of the rooms in the back end. So if Raglan Road's a place you'd like to go eat and you can never get a reservation, well, that day we will have seats. So when the tickets do go on sale for that, you'll be able to get them. We're just trying to get down the number of how many we're allowed in the room, and then we'll have those up on event.
So we do have, I know where it's going to be in a couple of places, but I want to make sure that all our loose ends are taken care of before I tell you, but it's coming, so please watch.
The year is really falling into place. We have a calendar that we decided we needed a calendar because we were starting to get months ahead out and we didn't want to miss anything. But we did start writing them down, and it's really coming together. The year looks really fun.
I'm tired just thinking about it.
It is, but it's gonna be a great year. Lots coming. So the next show again, March 29th. Wine Bar George. If you're not on the wait list, go put your name on the wait list, and if tickets become available.
And then as soon as we have ticket information for April, we will put it out. And it is Faith's birthday. So
Happy birthday,
happy birthday, Faith! I just saw you say that it was your birthday.
Oh, hospital for 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh! Well, we hope you're feeling
I hope
better.
you feel much better.
And happy birthday! And thank you for tuning in like you do. We appreciate you.
Definitely.
We appreciate all of you.
We do. We appreciate all of you. One thing Michelle and I got to do really quick before we leave is we got to go to the House of Blues on Saturday night to watch the Molly Ringwalds. If you're not familiar with them, it's that 80s cover band, but they really did a pretty good job the way they do. We've never been to a House of Blues show, so we had a lot of fun in there to see that. That was a good night.
Yeah, we did have a good time, and if you like 80s music, like the Molly Ringwalds were pretty awesome. So.
They were really awesome. It was a good show. Michelle was, of course, standing up and dancing and singing every song that came on. So
I sort of know useless 80s music trivia like the back of my hand. So
that would be a good trivia game. Stump Michelle on the 80s music.
Can't do it. You wouldn't be able to do it.
Don't say that. It's going to be a country song and you're stuck.
I don't know country music. Sorry.
It's got to
be
popular.
It's got to be like pop music, new wave type of stuff. I know that.
New wave, she's got everybody.
Got it down. So, okay. So I guess that's it for this week.
Is it? So should we go through anything or?
Should we go through anything?
I mean,
Haven't we been through it? Haven't we been through it?
Make sure for all your travel needs, please go to MEI Travel, Mouse Fan Travel. Their banners are on our site. We know there's a lot going on right now with the coronavirus and travel and such, but if you have a travel agent like Becky handling your travel, if anything does happen, she can take care of it all for you. Make sure going forward you're set. You don't have to worry about making phone calls and things like that. So use them in the future. They really do help out us when you do that. By supporting their company, you're helping support the Main Street Mouse, and we all know you guys already do that so much, and we appreciate it so much, and this is just another way you can really help us out by using Mouse Fan Travel for all your travel needs, Disney and non-Disney. They can take care of it all.
All of it. So.
And then I'll just, on social media, you can follow Main Street Mouse on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at The Main Street Mouse. On Twitter, it's just Main Street Mouse. And then you can also follow Michelle and I on Instagram. Michelle's at Michelle M. Atwood. That's Michelle with one L, M. Atwood, or myself, TMSM Avenger on Instagram. And you can always see what we're up to. We're always doing some fun stuff.
We're always doing something. And to the dismay of my children, we are also on TikTok now at the Main Street Mouse.
TikTok, you don't stop.
My son told me, Mom, you gotta remember he's a teenager. Mom, anybody over 30 should not be on TikTok. And that isn't it. But if you look on it now, it's like people from TV shows and different businesses, or people are using it as another way to get their brands out.
Actually, DJ Elliott told us about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, that if you're not on TikTok, you need to be.
You need to be.
It's the big one that they're talking about at all the conferences and stuff. One thing else I did want to mention, and we don't have a screen for it, April 18th and 19th, Huntsville, Alabama. We are coming there for Huntsville's Comic and Pop Culture Expo again this year. Our friend Jeremy runs that convention down there. So if you just go to hsvexpo.com, you can get your tickets.
We're coming for you, Huntsville.
We're coming, Huntsville. Exciting times this year. Michelle is going to be doing the panel with Joey Fatone, whom she did the interview with at Epcot not too long ago, and another one before Food and Wine last year. So she'll be running the panel with that.
Come see me and Joey Fatone, because it's going to be fun.
And I'm super excited. I'm going to be running the panel with Chris Sullivan from This Is Us and Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother. They're both from the Guardians movies. They were both in Guardians 2, and Sean has actually been in quite a few of the other movies. He's Rocket stand-in for all the movies Rocket Raccoon's on, but he also played Craiglin in the Guardians movies. I'll be hosting their panel. The show has doubled in size from last year's show, so it's almost 200,000 square feet, I believe, or 170,000 square feet.
And
huge arena.
In addition to our little stage things that we're doing, we're also going to have a Main Street Mouse fan table. I will have my books. We will probably have swag.
Maybe some 3D printed stuff.
Maybe some other things. And so you can, if you already have one of my books and you just want to get it signed, or if you just want to come and see us and say hi and chit chat for a while, definitely do that. It was a really good show in Huntsville last year.
They have a lot of guests coming this year. I mean, Jeremy kept making announcement after announcement. It's like, oh my gosh, how many people is he going to have at the show? So there's a lot of people coming to the show. A lot of different genres of fandoms going to be there. So if you're interested, come on out, say hi to us.
And we're going to be there, so there.
Or if you don't want to see us, but you want to come out to the convention and support Jeremy.
And just skip our table.
Yeah, it's a great show. You will have a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll see you out there, but we'll talk about it every week until the show happens.
We'll just bug you about everything that's
until
going
you get
on.
Out there.
Because there's so much going on this year that's keeping me awake at night. So it literally keeping me awake at night. So we will keep reminding you, keep putting stuff out. But again, thank you. I'm so sorry we were gone for a couple weeks, but things have been crazy.
We're back.
And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for all the support. We love you guys so much.
We do.
And we hope you have a wonderful week, and we will see you next Monday.
See you next Monday, guys. Have a great week.
Bye.